Okay, now I am going to start lecture. Good morning to all. Yesterday I told about normalization and then first normal form and after that second normal form. I have already explained about normalization. In a simple sentence, normalization is a systematic and scientific process through which we decompose complex relations into various simple, well-structured relations after analyzing that complex relations. And through normalization, we reduce the redundancy and then remove various anomalies which occur due to repetition of the information. And as you already know, good design principle is one fact at one place. And if we will keep one fact at one place, then automatically redundancy will be reduced and anomalies will be removed. And in normalization, actually there are various normal forms. And what is the normal form? A relation satisfy a certain constants, then we can say that this relation is in this normal form. Generally, a relation is said to be in a particular normal form if that relation satisfies a specified constraints or conditions. In first normal form, a relation or table is said to be in first normal form if and only if all underlying domains contain atomic value. Each cell should have an atomic value, very simple normal form. And second normal form, a relation is said to be in second normal form if and only if it is in first normal form and every non-key attribute is fully dependent on candidate key. Or we can say that there should not be any partial functional dependency. All non-key attributes should dependent on full candidate key. There should not be any proper subset of candidate key which determines non-key attributes. And again, key attributes, the attributes which involve in the formation of candidate key are called key attributes, which involve in the formation of any of candidate key. Suppose a relation R has multiple candidate keys, then we consider all the candidate keys, and the attributes which doesn't involve in any of the candidate key of R, then we can say that these attributes are non-key attributes. So in normalization, important thing is first find out the candidate keys. How many candidate keys exist on this relation? And then we will find key attributes and non-key attributes. And after that, we verify whether these non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on whole candidate key or not. If this constraint is not satisfied, then you can say that this relation is not in that normal form. And what is the meaning of functional dependency? Suppose we say A determines B. Then for any two tuple pair, if T1 of A equal to T2 of A, then their B value will be same. Means T1 of B equal to T2 of B. Or we can say that if two tuples are agree on their A values, they must be agree on their B value. If this constant satisfied, then only we can say that A determines B. Did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now I have already explained this thing. Suppose R is a relation and A, B, C, D are attributes, and let us assume candidate key is combination of A, B. This is the candidate key, and AB determines D. This functional dependency exists on R, and another functional dependency exists B determines C. Now tell me whether this R is in second normal form or not. Please let me know. And why R is not in second normal form? R is in second normal form. Please let me know. Hello. Himanshu. My question is R is a given relation and A, B, C, D are attributes of R, and candidate key is AB. Through AB we can determine all the attributes. That's why AB is candidate key. And AB determines D and B determines C. These FD set holds on this R. Then tell me whether R is in second normal form or not in second normal form. I have already explained this thing in last lecture. Hello, Mileni. This type of the
Yes,
question has been
sir.
asked in GATE examination. Please tell me whether R is in second normal form or not. Very simple.
नहीं है सर.
क्यों नहीं है बेटा?
सर क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो C है वो डिपेंड कर रहा है B पे, फुल्ली डिपेंडेंट नहीं है सर, पार्शियली डिपेंडेंट.
Very good. Means this is the partial FD. Okay. And there exists a partial functional dependency. Then as per the definition, all non-key attributes should be dependent on, fully functional dependent on candidate key. So here key attributes is A and B. A and B are called key attributes, and non-key attributes is C and D. So D is fully functional dependent on AB, but C is not fully functional dependent on AB, only dependent on B. That's why R is not in second normal form. Okay. Now we decompose this R into a small relation, and then that small relation becomes satisfied by these constants, and that you can say that R is in second normal form. Now for decomposition we will use Heath theorem. His theorem says that in first relation we will keep candidate key and the non-key attribute which is dependent on that candidate key. So we will group these attributes in R1, and in second, what will we do in second? First is A, B, D, and second combination is B determines C. Why? Because B alone determines C, then we will organize these two attributes into the R2. Now in this relation, AB is a candidate key and here B is a candidate key. Okay, and C is non-key attributes and C is fully functional dependent on B, and here D is non-key attributes and D is fully functional dependent on AB. Now we can say that R and R2, R1 and R2 both are in second normal form. Both R1 and R2 are in second normal form. So there are two types of the questions have been asked in GATE examination. First, you have given schema and then given set of functional dependencies and identify whether R is in this particular normal form or not. And second type of question, if that particular schema is not in that specified normal form, then decompose that schema, okay, and then convert that schema into the sub schemas into the that specified normal form. If you know the definition of second normal form, then only you can solve the numerical problems related to normalization. So here for identification of the normalization, first we have to find the candidate key. Then we find out the non-key attributes and prime attributes. Then we will check whether non-key attributes is fully functional dependent on candidate key or not. If fully functionally dependent on the candidate key, then R is in second normal form. Otherwise, we decompose with respect to this partial dependency, and then we convert this complex relation into the small, simpler and well structured relation. And now again we check whether the non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on candidate key or not. And if this constant satisfied, then we can say that R1 and R2 are in second normal form. Did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now this is a relational schema SP, supplier and part table, and initially all the attributes we group together into this table, and attributes are supplier number, supplier name, supplier city, status, part number, part name, price and quantity. And these are the assumptions. S number is a unique for each supplier, part number is a unique for each part, and status depends on the S city, and domains of all attributes are atomic. So we can say that SP is in at least first normal form. SP is at least in first normal form. Hello. Why this schema is in first normal form? Because domains of all attributes are atomic. Then this constants satisfied for this SP relation, and so SP is at least in first normal form, at least in first normal form. Okay. Now there are three functional dependency. One is S number determines S name, S city. P number determines P name, price, and S city determines status. And last one is S number, P number determines quantity. And here let us assume candidate key is S number and P number. Now let me know whether this SP is in second normal form or not, and why. Hello. Question is, whether SP is in second normal form or not. Please let me know. Hello. Is question clear to you all?
Yes, sir.
Please let me know whether SP is in second normal form or not, and why. Not very difficult question. Please tell me whether SP is in second normal form or not. Here one functional dependency is S number P number determines quantity, and then S number determines S name, S city, and P number determines P name, comma price, and S city determines status. Then tell me whether this SP is in second normal form or not, and candidate key is SP number. Obvious key attributes are S number, P number, and non-key attributes are S name, S city, status, P name, price, and quantity. And as per the definition, all the non-key attributes should be dependent on whole key
Candidate.
or fully functional dependent on candidate key. Is this constant satisfied over this SP relation?
No, sir.
Why? Because part of S number
S city.
alone determines S name and S city. Again, part of candidate key P number alone determines P name and price. So there exists two partial dependency. This is also partial dependency and this is also partial
Yes, sir.
dependency, not full functional dependencies. Partial FD, and this is also example of partial FD. So SP is not in second normal form. Then what will we do? Hello. Since SP is not in the second normal form, then there occurs various anomalies, insertion anomalies, deletion anomalies, and updation anomalies. And now we will decompose this schema into sub-schema with respect to partial FD. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, is PPT visible to you all? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See this table. Here there are various tuples in this table SP. Okay. Since SP is not in second normal form, then there are various anomalies. Insert anomalies, and then delete anomalies, and update anomalies. Can you tell me about insert anomalies? Anyone? What is the meaning of insert anomalies? Since SP is not in the second normal form, obvious there are redundancy in this table, and then due to that redundancy there are insert anomalies, delete anomalies, and update anomalies. What is the meaning of insert anomalies? Please let me know.
So when we add data because other data is absent, to insert वाला use करते हैं.
Actually, see here, since primary key is S number and P number, combination of S number and P number is a candidate key. If we want to insert only the part detail in this table, then you can't insert part detail in this table unless until it is supplied by a supplier. Did you get it? Hello?
दोबारा बता दो.
अगर आप कोई पार्ट की डिटेल इंसर्ट करना चाह रहे हो उस टेबल पे, और मान लो पार्ट कोई सप्लायर सप्लाई नहीं कर रहा है, तो उसके लिए एटलीस्ट सप्लायर होगा तभी तो आप इसमें इंसर्ट कर पाओगे.
यस सर.
या अगर सिर्फ आप सप्लायर डिटेल करना चाह रहे हो जो कोई भी पार्ट सप्लाई नहीं कर रहा है, तो क्या आप ये इंसर्ट कर पाओगे इस टेबल में?
नो सर.
अगर मान लो किसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कोई सप्लायर नहीं है, जैसे कोई डिस्ट्रिक्ट है मुरादाबाद, उसमें कोई सप्लायर है ही नहीं और वो कोई पार्ट सप्लाई नहीं कर रहा है, तो क्या उसका स्टेटस आप इस टेबल में स्टोर कर पाओगे?
नो सर.
So these are called insertion anomalies. But if we decompose this table into three separate tables, one is supplier table, another is part table, and then shipment table in which we will keep S number, P number, and quantity. Then we can store supplier details separately in supplier table and part details in part table, and then if supplier supplies any part, then we will keep that record into another table that is called shipment table. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes sir.
And if supplier Amit supplies 5 parts, then there occurs redundancy. 5 times we will store his location and then status of that city. So there occurs a repetition of the information. But if we decompose this table into one supplier table and second one is part table, then we can reduce the redundancy. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes sir.
Only one time we will store the record related to supplier. But here, if any supplier supplies n parts, suppose 1000 parts, then 1000 times his detail will be stored in this SP table. So is this table is good database or bad database? Hello?
Bad.
Bad. Why? Because there occurs the repetition of records
Data.
and various anomalies. Due to that repetition of the records, there occurs various anomalies. And what is the meaning of delete anomalies? Suppose in a particular city only one supplier, and if we want to delete the supplier detail, then this information we also automatically deleted status of that city. Did you get it? Hello. Suppose in Meerut there is only one supplier, and if we want to delete the record of supplier, then automatically status of the Meerut is 30. This information will be deleted. So there occurs a loss of
Yes, sir.
information.
Yes, sir.
Suppose only one part is supplied by the supplier, and if we delete part information, then automatically supplier information will be deleted from the SP table. So this is the delete anomalies. Did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now what about update anomalies? Suppose location of the Amit change from Lucknow to Ghaziabad. Then if this supplier supplies n parts, so at n places we have to change Lucknow with Ghaziabad. Okay, did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose we want to
सर
change this.
इसमें अपने आप हर जगह चेंज नहीं होगा, मतलब जहाँ जहाँ अमित होगा वहाँ
अपने आप चेंज होगा बेटा, लेकिन टाइम नहीं लगेगा. अगर मान लो 1000 टाइम्स आप चेंज कर रहे हो, तो ये क्या कॉस्ट नहीं लग रही है, एग्जीक्यूशन कॉस्ट? दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम ना.
Yes, sir.
But if we decompose this table into a smaller one is supplier table, another in part table, then only one times we store the record related to supplier. Then there is no need to update n times. So which one is better? If you update n times or if you update one time?
One time.
Okay. So this is not good database. And through normalization, if we transform this SP into second normal form after decomposition into simple, smaller and well structured relations, then repetition of information automatically reduced, and these anomalies are removed from the database. Did you get it? The meaning
Yes,
of
sir.
anomalies. Then see here, in insert anomalies, information of new supplier can't be inserted till he supplies at least one part. Information of part cannot be inserted till it's being supplied by at least one supplier. Information about the status of the city can't be inserted unless there is at least one supplier from that city, and that supplier is supplying at least one part. These are insert anomalies. Then see here, delete anomalies. If there is a supplier who is supplying only one part, when that supply is completed and corresponding tuple is deleted, we lose the information of that supplier, which we don't intend to lose. If there is a part being supplied by only one supplier and that tuple is deleted, we lose the information of that part and which we don't intend to lose. If there is a city which has only one supplier and he is supplying only one part, and when we delete that tuple, we lose the information about the status of that city. And in update anomalies, if a supplier supply n parts, the supplier information like supplier name, city status will be repeated n times. Any update operation of the city status will involve update of n tuples. If all the tuples are not updated identically, we lose the database consistency. Database will go into inconsistent state. To maintain also, if we change at one place, then automatically change in all the place. But as per the guidelines, one fact at one place, one fact at one place. To achieve this, we decompose complex relation into simpler, smaller, and well-structured relations. If a part is being supplied by n suppliers, its information like P name price repeated n times. And if we will change the price of the part, then you have to change or you have to update that price n times. And this is the anomalies, this is the problem, and it will take more time. If a city has n suppliers and each supplier is supplying multiple parts, then status of that city will be repeated n times. And if we change or update status of the city, then you have to change n times. You have to update status at multiple places, and this is not as per the guidelines, one fact at one place. Did you get it?
Yes.
Now I hope you all understood the meaning of anomalies. Okay. If you have any confusion or doubt, you can ask the question. Hello.
No, sir.
No, very good. Now see here. Now we are going to decompose the SP into SP1 and SP2. So here we will group S number, S name, S city and status into a SP1 table, and again in another table S number should be common, and through this attribute we can establish relationship between SP1. So S number, and then we will discard all these non-key attributes. Then if we discard all these attributes from SP, in SP minus S name, S city and status, here status. If we discard these attributes from SP, and in SP all the attributes S number, P number, S name, city, status, P name, price, quantity, then we will get P number, P name, price and quantity. See here in this table now S number acts as candidate key, and in this table S number and P number acts as candidate key. Okay. Now please let me know whether SP1 is in second normal form or not. Please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because उसमें candidate की सिर्फ S है और वो इस पे पूरा
S number determines S name and S city, and second dependency is S city determines status. There is no partial FD. Why? Because now candidate key is S number and all the non-key attributes fully functional dependent on S number. Why? Because S number determines S city. We can write S number determines S name and S number determines S city, and S city determines status. Through transitive relation, S number determines status. So non-key attributes S name, S city, and status all are fully functional dependent on S number. So SP1 is at least in second normal form. Why I am saying at least? Because now I am not checking the constant of third normal form. Maybe this SP1 is also in third normal form. So after checking the constant of second normal form, we can say that SP1 is at least in second normal form. Then what about SP2? Please let me know whether SP2 is in second normal form or not.
है।
SP2 है?
नहीं होगा सर।
नहीं होगा नहीं, एक ही चीज बताओ ना, जो है कॉन्फिडेंटली बताइए है या नहीं है। बताओ देख के, लिखा भी तो हुआ है, अगर पढ़ लोगे तब भी पता लग जाएगा।
पार्शियली डिपेंड कर रहा
है
सर, पार्शियली डिपेंड कर रहा है क्योंकि कैंडिडेट की इसमें सर एस एंड पी है सर, तो पी नेम डिपेंड कर रहा है पार्ट नंबर पे।
पार्शियल डिपेंडेंसी है
सर पार्शियल डिपेंडेंसी हाँ सर है।
क्यों? क्योंकि अब इसमें जो है ना कैंडिडेट की ये हो गया ना, एस नंबर एंड पी नंबर इज कैंडिडेट की, ठीक है, और प्राइमरी की इज एस नंबर पी नंबर। देन इन दिस टेबल one FD is P number determines P name price, and second one is S number and P number determines quantity. So here key attributes is S number P number and non-key attributes is P name, price and quantity. So here quantity non-key attributes is fully functional dependent on S number P number, but P name and price are not fully functional dependent on S number P number. These two non-key attributes P name and price are partially dependent on the candidate key, or part of the candidate key determines the non-key attributes. So this is the partial functional dependency. Partial functional dependency. So since partial functional dependency exists in SP2, so SP2 is not in the second normal form, is still in the first normal form. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Then what will we do? Again we decompose this SP2 with respect to this partial dependency. Why? Because P number wants to become primary key, then we will decompose and organize all the non-key attributes which have been determined by this candidate key in a separate table. So here we keep P number, P name, price in a separate table, and here primary key is P number. Then non-key attributes is fully functional dependent on P number, there occurs no problem. Then we can say that SP21 is in at least in second normal form. And again P number common and rest of the attributes S number and quantity, then we can keep all these three attributes in another table SP22, and there is no partial dependency in this SP22, then we can say that SP22 is at least in second normal form. Did you get it? Hello?
सर अब इसमें SP21 और SP22 दोनों सेकंड नॉर्मल फॉर्म में हो गए ना?
हाँ हाँ दोनों हो गए, अब सब डिकम्पोज कर दिया। तो अब जो हो रहा है SP जो सिंगल टेबल था उसको हमने डिकम्पोज करके कितने टेबल बना दिया? एक SP1 बना दिया, दूसरा बना दिया sp21 बना दिया, और तीसरा क्या बना दिया, sp22. नाउ ऑल आर at least in second normal. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
पहले हमने sp को डिकम्पोज किसमें किया, sp1 एंड sp2 में. First we decompose sp into sp1 and sp2. So sp1 is at least in second normal form. Why? There is no partial functional dependency in sp1, but in sp2 still there occurs partial functional dependency. So again we decompose sp2 into sp21 and sp22. Now all the subrelations sp1, sp21 and sp22 are in second normal form. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, removal of anomalies after decomposition. See here. Now, if we keep supplier information in separate table, then redundancy will be reduced. Did you get it? Hello? Why I am saying redundancy will be reduced?
Yes, sir.
Because at least we should keep one column common. Then in both table, this will be repeated. So we can't remove the redundancy. We can only reduce the redundancy. But if any supplier supplies n parts, then there is no need to keep that information n times. Only one time we will store information in this supplier table. Name of this sp1 is supplier table, and then name of this table sp21 is part table. Here we can give the name of this table supplier. Then we will keep all the information related to supplier into the supplier table, and all information related to part in part table. And here we will keep information, this supplier S1 supplies this part in this quantity. So this represents the shipment. This represents the shipment. So now if any supplier is not supplying any part, then also we can store the information related to that supplier in supplier table. If any part is not being supplied by the supplier, and we can store that information of the part in the part table. And relationship between supplier and part is represented by another table that is called shipment table, and we will keep S number and part number, and here quantity. In what quantity supplier is supplying that part. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
And now anomalies are removed after decomposition. Information of new supplier can now be inserted into supplier table or SP1 table even when the supplier is not supplying any part. Information of the part can now be inserted into SP21 or part table even when the part is not being supplied by any supplier. When supply is completed, the corresponding tuple is deleted from SP22. With that, we don't lose the information corresponding to the supplier and part. Separately, we can delete supplier information and part information. If we delete part information, there will be no effect in supplier table, and if we will delete supplier information, then no effect on part. Information about a supplier is represented only in one tuple. Some way information of the part is represented only in one tuple, then automatically there is no need to update n times. Did you get it? But still there are some anomalies. Why? Due to transitive dependency. Here we keep city and status in a same table. So suppose in Lucknow city there are n suppliers, then we have to store this information n times. This is in second normal form, but still redundancy is in this table. Why? Because this is not in the third normal form. Then we will again decompose SP1 to remove the transitive relationship. What is the transitive relationship? Because here S number determines S city and S city determines status. So due to this transitive dependency, there occurs the anomalies. And if we transform this SP1 into third normal form after decomposition, then that anomalies will be removed. Did you get it?